be women's world title match. Toni Storm versus Athena. Just over 15 minutes. Toni Storm came out apparently like Marie Antoinette. I had no idea who that was. My first thought was, why is this
Marie
woman in
Antoinette is
whiteface?
French. Marie Antoinette is French, so I was like, that can't be her because that doesn't make sense because the French and the English have smoke. So I don't know how she would do that. Like, so I just zoned out. I didn't know that was actually Marie Antoinette. I didn't get it because it don't make no sense
I
why she
just
would do
saw
that in England.
whiteface. I just saw
You
Rams.
stupid.
That's it.
I thought. You say you saw Ram Kaichu? You stupid.
Um.
Oh
So
my god.
Toni goes over Athena here. Pretty good match here. I thought Athena looked awesome.
Yeah.
I thought they
Very
had
good
a
match.
match that was cool. Obviously had a little bit of interference stuff at the end and all that with Billy Starks getting involved, but Toni ends up getting the win with the submission. And I was like, well, damn, if Athena ain't beat her, god damn, like Toni Storm doing beat the world at this point, bro. Like it's like,
Yeah.
who's next? Like,
Yeah, a lot of people were upset about that. And I thought it was 50-50 of whoever could win. So I still, after seeing that, the way the interactions between Athena and Mercedes and Windsor and Toni, like I think there's still a way to I think given it 3 weeks away because All Out's in September 20th, whatever. Yeah, man, I kind of still think like they're just gonna, you know, the cash in deal with MJF is gonna happen. Immediate rematch Page and MJF, and like they're gonna go back to Mercedes and Toni. Like, what else are they gonna build in 4 weeks that could be hotter than that?
unless Windsor gets a
So
shot eventually, like maybe this is like a thing for
Windsor
that.
versus I don't think Winsor's over enough for that. Like, I think, especially if in a situation where like they're friends, like it makes more sense if like Windsor gets a title shot at Mercedes, given that they were just in that match in on short notice the way it is compared to AEW cycle pay per view. It's like, all right, she was in that match, she didn't get pinned in that 4-way, have her just be the contender
Yeah,
for Mercedes. But if we're looking for someone for Toni, I think the best person right now would be Mercedes.
I mean, yeah,
And then
it's probably a rematch.
you have your multi-person woman match with triangle or not Death Triangle, Triangle of Madness and Queen Amanada and
Do you
Chris
give Jamie Hayter a
Statlander.
shot at Toni Storm eventually? Because never really got to run it back with her.
Uh,
She might be
yeah,
tied up
she never got
elsewhere.
a shot at her title that she lost. Yeah, I mean you could do that too, sure. But it
Um,
seems like she can't. But if she came back to face them, why she
Telling you, like,
maybe
so
maybe at some point there's a match where they interact with each other, they run into each other,
so I
but
I think the reason
they better get to it quick.
a lot of people are kind of upset because it's like obviously the women's division has so many like only so many spots, right? So you
Right.
got these two long reigning champions in Toni and Mercedes, and even Athena in Ring of Honor. She's held that belt forever.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like people are like, all right, man, like all these other people that you're bringing in that are getting hot, what are you doing with them?
Yep,
And there's
I
the
agree.
mentality of like not everybody should quote unquote get the title, but I think there's a black and white of this.
Some should though.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, look, man, when Willow Nightingale is just as over as Toni Storm or Mercedes or Athena with an eighth of the push, I think we should try that at some point. Shouldn't we, James?
Well, yeah, maybe, but like they keep circling back to her making fucking eyes with Chris Statlander for the last year or whatever else, and then like, hey,
Well,
bro, enough.
that's because
Like,
neither of them can go forward. I think that's why people were mad. Like
I know that. That's why I'm saying enough.
one of them gotta knock somebody off at some point to like either
It,
reshuffle the
either
deck.
start the tag division on Wednesday or cut
I
the shit.
I don't want to see, like I know people would say, yeah, Willow and Statlander can be the first tag team champions. In my eyes, that is such a demotion. Um,
No, I don't know. What I'm saying is because it's a shitter get off the pot situation for me. Either fucking do it or free them so they can pursue other interests. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, look, do
Like
a 3-way with
Halsey now or never.
look, do a 3-way with Tony, Willow, and Stat like they're suggesting in the joint for peak
They
melodrama.
did that.
Tony, Willow, and Statlander.
Didn't they do that for number one contendership for when Mariah was champion to get Mercedes when she was a rookie?
They did do that on TV. Yeah, they need.
There you go.
They need to do it for the belt.
We've already done that at a lower level.
Nah,
on TV.
but the reason they did that, like that was wrapped inside the Tony and Mariah thing, which like basically was, like what that wasn't actually them blowing that off and building it up and making it mean something.
I'm being dismissive. They could obviously do it again. I'm sorry. But yeah, I'm just annoyed. I'm very annoyed. I'm over it. Like these two, especially when you have this division around them of Jamie being back, Megan Baines around here, Tekla Amanada. There's a bunch of hard-hitting, ass-beating women wrestlers out here. Let them scrap it out.
Sure,
and the thing is on the main roster now. The main roster like it's NXT, but
it's on. You gotta switch the hierarchy.
Dynamite. Let them scrap it out.
Like you gotta switch the hierarchy at some point. Like I understand people love Toni Storm. Tony Khan loves Toni Storm. Like she's always had the belt seemingly. So like people are gonna start checking out on this. Yeah, like people are gonna start checking out on this, and they're already like they're bucking back now.
If they can't find something, if she can't find anything interesting to keep her busy, that will happen. I don't think we've gotten to that point yet, but I think we're approaching that.
Yeah,
and there's also the part where like I think she had never won on any of these UK shows, so I think there's a feather in the cap for her for this too. So like cool. Now it's time to find a new suitable AEW Women's World Champion.
And like I'm not even saying you got to flip the belt like next month or something. It's like, all right, man. By the end of the year, you should have somebody picked out by like November or something, by like Full Gear or something.
But that's why it's frustrating because we know we have Willow Nightingale and Chris Statlander. We know that, and they just they're doing the sapphic lovers shit. And it's like, all right, bro, I get it. But like, if you ain't gonna start this tag team division off to utilize that, you are literally just playing in their faces, and it's frustrating because they're great talents. So either let them flourish together or apart, but not this product, looking back over their shoulders and keep getting brought back to each other. Ultimately, because they keep ending up in the same place.
Yeah,
and it's frustrating.
Away from the titles. That's where they keep ending up. So this is why people buck back, and I think there's folks that feel like these are pushes, right? Like that Mercedes and Toni are getting, which is fine. They're both great. They're excellent. I don't have a problem with even Toni winning this one, but I see the reaction that's coming around the corner. I know what's going on because when you hear
feel
these
like
reactions,
Jon Moxley has beat. Right. Here's my point, bet. I get what you're saying, but do you feel like Jon Moxley has been unpushed since he lost the belt in July, mid-July, or does he still feel fucking awesome?
No, he didn't go away at all. Like they're still pushing him as strong as ever.
Right.
But it doesn't tend to work like that with the women's division.
It's the same thing with Roman. Yeah, that's true. But it's the same thing with Roman, right? When Cody was a champion, we were talking about this. Just because Cody the champion don't mean that he's the ace. It just means that he's the champion. The Roman come back out, it popped like they're seeing God coming out. Like Toni Storm with or without that belt, Young Bucks with or without that belt, those belts, FTR with or without those belts, Swerve without the belt, forever champions. Sometimes you got to realize these people are forever champions. Some people are forever champions. Toni Storm is always going to have this group of this fandom, always. Unless she starts doing some terrible shit, she's always going to have this fandom. Unless she fucks it up, so she doesn't necessarily need the belt at this point in time. I feel like the Mercedes win was a great feather in her cap career wise. The Athena thing, same thing. Now at this point, unless we find something interesting, the next thing, and it could be very well be the next thing she finds is something also interesting. I'll be down for that. But you need to start getting something in line before you possibly strike out at
look
certain
before
point. And
you
people
beat
are looking up and
everybody,
be like,
before you clear this whole shit out. Essentially, it's like,
right,
all right,
right,
because you didn't beat
right.
Bane, or it's like if you had Megan Bane still in the tuck, it would be like, yes,
Yeah.
but you beat her already, and it was like, okay, you used that match to introduce Megan Bane. Essentially, I'm like, okay,
Right.
I get it, but
That's fine.
it's like,
How's the follow up been? Collision. Collision.
I was like, if you're looking for more people to push while Swerve and Will are out, Will Nightingale, it could be, I know it's tough to accommodate that, but
yeah, and they're still teasing this thing of late with like Marina and Statlander with the beatdowns that happened before, or beatdowns happened with Willow, then it started transferring over to Marina making eyes with Statlander, and then Statlander is now doing an odd couple thing with Harley, and Moxie showing up, and they trying to recruit her into they're seemingly still trying to recruit her into Death Riders, and like Marina's out here wearing the snapback with no brim, which is diabolical.
Is hilarious.
It's diabolical. I was like, what is she doing? Like, that's a choice. Like, but anyway, yeah, like they have a bunch of options. So it's like, all right. But the thing is, like, they have all these options that can be compelling, or whatever. But it's like you got to pick one for Statlander and Willow. You got to. Enough. Like, I'm tired of waiting. Like, I love Mercedes, I love Toni, but I'm tired of waiting on. At what point does it? At what point are these be like, these are the two AEW women's pillars, and we keep just waiting and waiting and waiting. It's like, look, man, I feel like we got MJ. I feel like we got the MJF and Darby, but the longer and longer you wait, you're gonna be out here sitting that ringside like a cuck like Daniel Garcia.
It's gonna be something. So